donate this year. Keep up the excellent work. $15 donation from Army of None. My fiance and I are hyped for SGDQ and to help a great cause. Good luck to the runners. Thank you, Krayuran, for your $150 donation. Love everything you guys do and what you support. Keep up the good work. Money goes to Runner's Choice, and greetings from Germany. Anonymous $10 donation. Long time watching, first time donating. A great GDQ, a great week to everyone, and good luck to the runners. Had a $100 donation from the Lemon Fairy. Gotta put this towards Catherine. Save the sheep. Thank you, Atarian88, for your $50 donation. I just had to donate during one of my favorite runs. SGDQ always brings sunshine to my heart. Magasar donates $50. I have been watching SGDQ for the past 4 years, and I've loved each year. My money is to save the animals. We have a $50 donation from Dry. I love all of you. Heart. Aw, thank you. We love you too. The name we're going with is Rue Cry. R-O-O, apparently a capital C, R-Y. We can do it. Almost there. Almost there we go. Beautiful.
Okay. Okay. Right. Oh, right now? Oh, yeah, right now. Yes. Oh, hi. I'm Ahamplan.
I'm Kareem Master. This is VB.
VB.
And this is Diamond.
Yeah. This is A Link Between Worlds.
For Nintendo 3DS.
Okay. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go. Woo! All right. So this is A Link Between Worlds, and this game is a sequel to A Link to the Past. It takes 100 years after the events of A Link to the Past. So that's why there's a similar map and somewhat similar characters. And this game is pretty unique in that it uses a new mechanic called merge. And that was kind of the main mechanic that it had going for it. And it did add some pretty unique puzzles. And right now, we're just going to go to where Gully takes us, which he wants us to go to the blacksmith's house to deliver a sword. And the first thing we have to do here is save. Sometimes it's a little bit difficult, but hopefully I get it first try.
Hardest trick in the game.
Yeah. Because the way I mash in this game is that I put my thumb down on the A and B button. So sometimes I hit B by accident and I get the wrong menu. All right.
Hey.
So yeah, we're just following Gully right now. Also, I really hope you guys enjoy this overworld theme because that's all you're gonna hear.
Oh, wait, I thought this was only playing in the first like 5 minutes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Are we gonna be stuck here for that long?
Yeah, we're gonna be here for a while.
Dang.
But first, instead of going to Hyrule Castle, we're gonna take a little detour to Death Mountain. And how we're gonna get to Death Mountain is we're gonna do a trick called the toucan jump. And yeah, it's called that. And we're basically gonna use a damage boost from a crow in order to go out of bounds.
We have a $50 donation from Watashi Machine. This is my first time donating to a GDQ, and as a huge fan of A Link Between Worlds, I couldn't be happier right now. Best of luck to the runner.
Thank you.
So activating these weather panes is kind of important because it's early on in the run, he's going to gain the ability to warp to these weather panes that he activates. And he's going to be warping around pretty actively throughout the run.
Yeah, with the bell, the veins become very important, especially later in the run, because it's very slow to move throughout the overworld.
Yeah, because a lot of overworld.
All right, so this is the first trick, which is the toucan jump.
Featuring the legendary toucan.
All right,
Nice.
I guess my toucan has arrived.
So you're supposed to have, I think, the silver bracelets in order to pick those up, which
Yeah,
you
the
get
power
after the
bracelet.
first
Just the
run.
power bracelet.
The power bracelet.
Bracelet, yeah.
Which you get kind of early in the run, but not at this point. And the movement of these moldworms are pretty erratic and random, so you kind of have to improvise.
Oh, okay.
How
good.
many gems, rupees do you want here?
I want generally around 10, and anything better would just be a bonus. And I got 2. That's not that great, but hey. Luckily enough, there's a lot of rocks here, and since I didn't take too much damage, I can actually survive because if you get really bad luck, you can actually die in the cave, and that's like a minute time loss. But it's not too big of a deal. And if you have any more than 50 rupees, because what we're gonna want is to get a free item from Ravio, because that cutscene that just played with the volcano actually activated the Ravio shop. Oh wow, I got a lot of rupees.
Nice.
Okay.
Oh no.
Wow, you already died.
Jeez.
Aren't you gonna lose a
Sorry,
minute?
guys.
Wow.
All right. So that's unfortunate that I died and I had to go back to my room, but at least Ravio's here.
So one of the gimmicks, and sort of quote gimmicks in this game is the ability to rent items. So you pretty much have access to most of the items already early on in the game, but you have to pay Ravio in order to borrow them. And you can keep it for as long as you can, as long as you don't die. When you die, you lose all items that you've rented. But you can eventually permanently buy items if you have like over several hundred rupees, but that's just going to cost too much time to bother with, and you shouldn't be dying in the first place, right?
Yeah, you shouldn't be dying.
Cough,
So
cough.
luckily enough, the first item you can purchase is actually free. And the second one is going to be the bow, and it's only going to be 10. So that's why we need the 10 rupees.
He buys a tornado rod because the fire, tornado, and ice rods are more expensive than all the other items.
Yeah, there's a lot of routes in this game, and one of those routes actually gets the fire rod first. But some of these routes are just a little bit slower, so that's why I'm using the fastest route.
Yeah, the tornado route will become important later.
Yeah, some of the items that are in this game are pretty broken, except for the boomerang, unfortunately. The boomerang has no purpose whatsoever.
So now we're actually delivering the sword to the captain now.
Yeah,
We're
now
sent to
we're
the
actually
sanctuary.
going to the sanctuary. And at the end of the sanctuary, I want to get 50 rupees, and I have 9 extra, so that's good.
And Danpei's actually a bro in this game, unlike every other Zelda.
Yeah, he's not a jerk.
Yeah, he's actually really nice in this game.
So the story is kind of self-explanatory here. The girl is pretty much locked up, and Danpei's like, "Oh, you need to go save her. Just like the secret entrance that you can go through. Just use the captain's sword and borrow it."
Yeah, but we're technically stealing it.
Borrow it.
Yeah, he never gave us permission, so.
So under this is a red. And even though we got items, we technically don't have the ability to actually equip them until we get the lamp, which is the only reason why we need the lamp. Otherwise, it's kind of useless. Oops.
However, the super lamp is really powerful.
Oh yeah, the super lamp actually does more damage than the master sword, all the way upgraded.
Yeah, Super Lamp's like a late game item that does 8 damage, I think.
Yeah.
It's
Which is as
really
much,
good.
like twice as powerful than the strongest sword, I think. The normal swipe.
So any rupees that I get in the run are all actually required because you need around 370 by the end of Eastern Palace. So that's my goal.
Yeah, this game's really rupee intensive compared to other Zeldas because they have that whole shop mechanic.
And eventually, Ham wants to pretty much rent every single item besides Boomerang because every single item is going to be needed.
Well,
And
except-
Sand Rod.
Yeah,
Sand
Sand
Rod.
Yeah.
Actually, what's a Sand Rod?
Yeah, what is a sand rod?
I mean, I know there's a Wind Rod.
Ham, you're on Glitchless. You should know this.
All right. So if you're aware of this game, now we get to talk to Ravio. Hi, Ravio.
Hey, Ravio.
How you doing today?
Can't drop in on your shop. Oh, whoa.
Yeah, there's 2 Ravios in this game.
This is actually a pain in 100% because you actually in that you have to buy the bow and you have to get past the other Ravio. It's kind of annoying.
Yeah, he gets in the way, and this is the real Ravio because you're not supposed to get them in the wrong order, so they just kind of lay over each other.
Yeah, one becomes active and then the other one is in this eternal purgatory.
The overall trick is called Early Ravio Shop, I believe, and the trigger for that was entering Death Mountain, I believe, because the game thinks that you're already past the first dungeon, which was why we entered Death Mountain and activated the weather pane up there before going to the captain.
Made by Grezzo.
So for now, Ham is buying some of the items he'll need for the first 3 dungeons, which includes the hammer, but he's going to buy the rest later on once he has enough rubies. Besides the boomerang.
Technically in a task, if you had enough rupees, you can buy every single item at the beginning, and you would never have to go back into the shop. Well, actually, you do have to go back in one more time for Quick Equip, which is another good mechanic for this game, which is later in the run.
Speaking of which, there's kind of a stamina system in this game too. So you don't really have ammo or anything for your items, but you kind of have stamina meter instead. And depending on which item you use, it drains up your stamina, but you slowly regain stamina, or whatever you want to call it, as you wait. However, there's no meter right now. It technically exists, but it's completely invisible because we visited Raviel's shop earlier than we expected. So the stamina meter is present and active, so Ham has to memorize that and know how much stamina he has at all times in order to manage it properly.
Yeah, it makes for some interesting management and interesting routing.
All right. Hopefully I can get this early cycle. Nah. Okay. That's okay. It's just getting past that early canning ball that matters. But missing it is not too bad. So any excess rupees that I get from here are all going to be used towards later items, as well as a smooth gem that we need to get back.
The smooth gem is a quest item that we need to get the Zora flippers after this dungeon.
So coming up now is actually the first trick in the run, besides Toucan Jump. It's called the Eastern Palace boss key skip. I don't know why I paused there. That was weird.
Yeah, he's going to be doing something called a tornado rod lift. It's the first tornado rod base trick. Basically, he uses an enemy to push him onto a wall or onto the ceiling using the tornado rod. That's a simple explanation of it.
It's sort of self-explanatory once you see it. To
Yeah.
note, you're not supposed to have the tornado rod at this point.
Nice.
Nice.
Yeah, first try.
That's pretty good.
So you're basically abusing Link's invincibility, and once you Tornado Rod, and at the same time the Armos is jumping up in the air, your invincibility runs out in the middle of the air, and you get pushed forward. And depending on your angle, you can make it, and it helps more if you're angled towards a diagonal direction rather than just straight forward. So this is Yuga 1, and he's a really hard boss.
Ham has died to Yuka 1 before.
Yeah, let's not talk about that.
So to note, you don't want to chase him around too much. He'll always back out of a wall once he's around 3 segments away from you. So you want him to get out of the wall as quickly as he can. And now that we have Raviel's bracelet, we can now use the merge mechanic, which allows you to merge into walls and walk around the game.
And one thing I should note is that I technically don't need heart containers in this run. There's only one that I have to get that's faster. But for safety reasons, because the run is pretty difficult and most enemies do much more than 3 hearts.
Especially in low rule.
Yeah, in the later game, they all do at least 6 hearts of damage.
And a lot of late game tricks involve damaging yourself, so getting more heart containers gives you more attempts at the tricks.
Yeah.
Dying is really punishing in this game because, as we mentioned before, if you die, you lose all of your rental items, and that would not be very good because you would have to pretty much get all like 300, 400 rupees again to get them, rent everything. So at this point, we're pretty much going to, we just left the Eastern Palace, hit some story triggers, and now the game is telling you to go get the 3 pendants. So there are 2 more pendants left in Hyrule. So there's 2 more dungeons before we go to the Lorule or the Dark World version of Hyrule dungeons.
And something I should say, the fastest language is actually English, because even though all the text is instantaneous, certain languages have more text boxes than others. Like English has less than 500, while Spanish and Japanese have like 600. So even though they're all the same speed, such small things like heart containers all have an extra text box. So that's why English is faster.
It's really minor though, isn't it? Just like a few seconds.
Yeah, it's just a few seconds. But I'm in the need for speed, so.
Yeah, Ham needs all the time he can get to get that 124.
Wow.
Right, so this is going to be the last trip to Raviel's shop, and he's going to pretty much rent everything that's left, not named the boomerang.
Poor Boomerang.
Mr. Hero is not interested in a boomerang.
If only you were actually useful.
Oh wait, you don't want everything here. I
No,
was
you,
mixing up the
you get
routes.
it later.
Oh yeah, for quick
Yeah.
during quick equip. Yeah.
So this whole goalie side quest eventually gets you the what's that thing called? My mind's blanking right now. Pouch, which lets you have 2 items at once, or have 2 items in your able to
Inventory.
use at once. But Ham is fast, so he doesn't need that.
Yeah, it's only a few seconds slower, but it's not really required.
Like being able to use the X button in addition to the Y button for extra items is really nice, but because thanks to the quick select ability that he will unlock later on, it's not entirely necessary. But it adds on to a lot more execution required in order to swap around.
Yeah, it makes it very different from A Link to the Past, where you could pretty much only use 1 item, period.
We have a $50 donation from JPB16. Glad to see A Link Between Worlds in SGDQ this year. Good luck, Ham, and congrats for being chosen to run this year.
Thanks.
So a small cutscene skip here. If you screen transition while merged, that Zora doesn't talk to you.
Yeah, and I stay merged just so I don't get hit. And it's a little bit faster than walking.
So we need to go to the Zora waterfall in order to see this cutscene where we see the thief running away with the smooth skill, I think.
Smooth gem.
Smooth gem. Smooth something. And then see the cutscene of the queen saying, "Oh, we need the smooth gem."
I guess he was a smooth criminal.
So he's gonna fly to Kakariko Village and stop the thief.
Diamond, I hate you.
You're welcome. I did that for you, S-Grunt.
And I'm only going in here to get another silver rupee. And I actually have a lot of rupees for this run. I have 242, and I needed at least 250, but I think I can skip them. There's around 23 rupees in the river that I can skip. And a lot of people miss this in their first playthrough, getting the Pegasus boots. And I don't know why. Maybe it's just the merge mechanic didn't make sense to people.
Yeah, I had the same problem when I was first playing for this game. I didn't know exactly what to do.
Yeah, I didn't either.
It's pretty nice that they commit an entire buttons function to the boots because it's really useful. They let you go fast.
Yeah, a slight difference that they added from A Link to the Past to this game is that they added a little dash at the end, a little slide.
Yeah.
And that slide actually makes the game a little bit more broken because there's a trick called dash sliding, which you can use to cross over small gaps if you have enough height. So now I'm going to do a small cutscene skip with the first of many bomb boosts. And the bomb boosts are pretty difficult. They're pretty precise, but I hope I can get this one.
Nice.
Nice.
Nice job.
We have a $100 donation from Awesome Cuber. Hey Ham, so hyped that A Link Between Worlds is back in SGDQ. I'm sure that you'll show off Skullwood Skip, right? Please? Oh well, good luck on the run. I love you, Ham.
Thank you. I love you too.
So you can almost beat the game without flippers. There's like only 1 or 2 rooms you need it for.
Yeah, there's only 2 rooms that you need it for. One of them is I think both of them are at Swamp Palace actually. Because you can actually make it to House of Gills without the flippers using a B boost, which uses a bee, which is randomly generated in a bush.
Sounds a lot of fun.
Never discovered Flipper skip ham.
Yeah.
All right, so this is one of the 2 next dungeons. You can kind of do these in either order. You're required to have the tornado rod in order to enter this dungeon. But we have a lot of other items, but I think we're pretty much just going to use the tornado rod here.
Yeah.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Nice rupees.
Here's another nice use for the tornado rod.
Oh, I want that heart so badly.
Is it worth it?
Nah.
Living on the edge.
But all the love.
All right, so you can do a little skip with the cycles here by just putting yourself on the edge and then tornado rodding. It just saves a little bit of time. You basically skip a cycle.
There's a faster way of doing this room, but it's really dumb.
Yeah, it's pretty precise and it's really precise. I don't know how else to say it. It's
Ham's
just
lost a
hard.
lot of runs to it, so he doesn't do it anymore.
So House of Gales has gone through a lot of changes in this game's speedrunning history. So first, we had House of Gales skip, and then there was a faster way, so that was House of Gales skip skip, and now there's a better way, so it's House of Gales skip skip skip.
Yeah, the original skipped a small key in a room to the south of this, which involved a really annoying tornado clip or whatever you want to call it. But there's been many tricks found over the course of the past 2 years, and we don't do that anymore.
Yeah, now the skip only needs a bat and a tornado rod, and it's really easy.
Shoutouts to Crazy Gadget skip.
And there we
Nice.
go.
So that's pretty much the end of the dungeon. There's a boss door right in front of you.
Here's a small dash slide to get over that gap.
You're supposed to use a tornado rod while waiting for the platforms to move under you in order to cross that. So the gimmick behind this boss is that he's kind of a tower of a bunch of, what do you want to call them, gears or whatever. So you're supposed to use a tornado rod to drag him into you once the eye is exposed, and then you can slash the eye. Before it's exposed, you have to take out each layer, which he gets an extra layer for each round. So he's going to be taking out these layers using a sword spin and a bomb.
And the reason I fall here is because I don't have enough stamina.
Yeah, voiding out like that restores your stamina gauge to full. You can't tell, but just take our word for it.
Yeah, he's using a lot of bombs, so he definitely needs to do that.
Bombs do 3 damage in this game, and they also allow you to bypass needing to use a tornado rod to get on top of the boss. Nice. That was pretty good.
Excellent
And if you actually get pretty bad luck, he can actually just constantly push you off the edge. And that's actually a pretty funny way to die.
We have a $100 donation from Frankie Leone. Loved playing this game. Can't wait to see it get destroyed. Donation is runner's choice.
I guess that boy for area Zora.
Oh, God.
So we got 2 pendants now. He just needs the last pendant. And conveniently enough, there's a weather pane activated in Death Mountain.
Yeah, that's the one we got earlier.
The very start of the game where he died. So we can just warp here. And this area is why he rented the hammer, because the hammer is needed both to enter the dungeon and is also really useful for these caves here.
In this route, he also used it to get some gems earlier.
Yeah,
Before,
that rock
Eastern.
is just extra gems.
So you're not going to see it here, but there's a lot of tight stamina management going on in these caves because the hammer not only uses stamina, but merging in the wall also uses up stamina. So you have to make sure that to pretty much work around that if you accidentally use too much stamina or stay immersed too long.
So, along with the dash slide, for some reason the developers left some invisible lines at this certain segment, and hopefully, oops. Oh.
Nice.
All right. So if you just time a dash correctly, you can just simply skip going around the whole Death Mountain area.
And now we're pretty much right in front of the last dungeon.
Of Hyrule.
Of Hyrule, yeah.
Yeah.
This dungeon is very, very broken.
So
Yeah.
this is the Tower of Hera, and as it suggests, there's a lot of floors, small floors, stacked on top of each other. And one of the gimmicks in this level is, similarly to the Link to the Past equivalent of this dungeon, the red and blue switches.
Yeah, and we're gonna abuse the height that you gain from these switches in order to use a bomb boost in order to clip into the tower itself. And we need this key too.
And this next trick's pretty tough, so Ham's gonna need some quiet.
Nice.
Nice. First try.
How many frames is that?
2.
It's 2.
Damn.
So you actually don't lose time from missing it once, because there's in this floor there's like a platform moving all the way around that he has to wait for anyways. But once you miss it more than 2 times, at least two times, you lose a significant amount of time.
And I waited there just to refill my stamina, and I counted 17 heartbeats. You can count 16 and you still make it, but 17 is just on the safe side.
Yeah, we have to come up with alternative ways of knowing how much stamina we have. So we use cues like heartbeats or, I don't know, music maybe.
Yeah.
A metronome.
Metronome
And
strats.
every Zelda player's favorite part, waiting for flying tiles, where you cannot speed it up at all.
It's not too
Awesome.
bad in this game.
Yeah, it could be worse. Could be that the B1 in Link to the Past in this dungeon. Oh God, that's terrible.
We have a $20 donation from Emok81. A Link Between Worlds is a fantastic game, and I'm glad to see it included as the first Zelda game run in SGDQ. We also have a $250 donation from Blue Glass.
Yo, nice. A legend.
Hi all at SGDQ. Sorry I couldn't be there in person this time, but I'm there in spirit and will be watching the stream as often as I can. Let's raise lots of money. Go, go, go!
All right, so this is the Moldorm boss.
Or the burger.
And he basically starts moving faster every time you hit him. So you want to do as much damage as possible per hit. The bow is a somewhat reliable way to hit him because it's fast and it does 2 damage.
All right. Well, I missed the last 2 shots, but oops.
And if you touch him or hit the wrong spot, you'll get knocked back pretty far, and you don't want to fall down, or else that means
it's better just to wait for him to turn around than just get knocked down all the time.
Are you gonna go for the cutscene skip?
Yeah.
Okay.
And there's a cutscene skip here. If you just go down and go back up, the pendant gets already loaded in. And you skip a small cutscene. And there it is.
The downside of that is you can't get the heart container, right?
Yeah, I mean, you can get it. It's still faster if you get it and then get the pendant, but it's not that much. It's not that significant.
So this guy, Sahasrara or whatever, he's pretty much telling you that you have all the pendants, so now you can go get the Master Sword in the Lost Woods.
Yeah, and the Master Sword is a pretty good upgrade. It does 2 damage instead of 1. And it shoots out a small sword beam.
At full HP.
Yeah, at full HP. And time for the best music in the game.
Too bad you only hear it for like 5 seconds.
Yeah, I really like this track too.
All right, bye.
And goodbye.
Sad.
So these ghosts have a gimmick as well. The first ghost always goes to the top right, and you have to follow him. And then the second one is on the top and bottom, and you have to avoid that one. And then the last one is completely random. All right, and he went to the right.
We have a $20 donation from Rod from Zelda Informer. Best of luck to Ahamplan and to all the other Zelda runners throughout the week. Zelda hype.
Thanks, Rob.
Nice.
And I went forward, all right, to the left. So I have to pay really close attention here.
Yeah.
Oh, I lost one already. Maybe I'll just go down. Hey,
Good
we're-
guess.
Nice.
Hey.
Now with the Master Sword, we're told to go pretty much rescue Zelda in Hyrule Castle, which is where the main enemy in the game, Yuga, is. We never really introduced him. He's pretty much the main bad guy of the game. He's going around kidnapping all the sages for power.
Yeah, transforming into portraits.
And fun fact, some people think Yuga's a girl. However, if you spell Yuga's name backwards, it's actually a guy.
Nice.
We have a $150 donation from Strawberry Speedruns. What's up, Ham? Good luck on the run, and remember your end of the bargain. Here's hoping for a good TRBK, Desert Skip, and Trial Skip. A Link Between Worlds is not dead. Put this money to file name DE3.
Shout outs to DE3.
Yeah, D3 is pretty based.
So now I'm just renting the rest of the items that I need for the game.
Like the boomerang, right?
Yeah. I can actually afford the boomerang. Wait, no I can't.
Dang.
Oh. I mean, it's not. I mean, if Ravio was reasonable, he would let you rent it for like 1 ruby.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's worth that much.
So now I'm getting the quick equip mechanic. And this is really useful because we don't actually have to go to the item menu anymore. Now we can just touch the screen and manage our items like that instead.
You can also use it to cancel animations, which is called quick equip canceling.
Yeah.
It makes
And-
the run.
Sorry.
It makes the run a lot more execution heavy all around because while dashing around or moving Link, you have to execute pretty much select the item you want on the fly using the touchscreen, and you pretty much use your right thumb for that. I thought this castle was taken over by Yuka. What's Impa doing here?
Yeah, there's these guards aren't doing their jobs.
Or they have to be like cooperating with Yuga's guards or something.
Oh.
Like, look at that, dude. There's a guy flying up there.
It's a conspiracy.
So if you haven't noticed, we actually did a sequence break where we did Death Mountain first, and we actually didn't go to Hyrule Castle yet. So the guards are still here and Zelda's still up there. But since we got the Master Sword, the invasion already started. So all the enemies are still here. And now we just have to wait for Impa to come out and tell us that it's time to go meet Zelda.
We have a $50 donation from Court. So glad I can donate to such an amazing cause. Thanks to everyone involved to make this happen.
Whoa.
So yeah, there's supposed to be a cutscene here, but since Zelda's actually not here, or she's not on the screen, but she's with us in spirit. And we're gonna get the Pendant of courage again. And here's Zelda.
And what is this, Spear Tracks?
So yeah, now we're just gonna climb Hyrule Castle almost like normal. There's only a few skips in this castle because you can't go out of bounds too much.
Yeah, this castle's mostly about like execution. There's one trick?
Yeah, one trick.
Okay. And it's pretty easy. So it's mostly just about your being able to play the game well.
So right there, Ham used a bow after 3 swipes. The reason for that is if you slash that ball and chain enemy too many times, he'll block your next slash. But he doesn't block your bow. So you want to kind of alternate back and forth between 3 slashes and a bow. And here we see the first use of the Ice Rod, which is a really useful weapon because it directly attacks whatever's above you, no matter what height they're at.
And you saw him was attacking really quickly compared to what you should normally be able to do. That was quick canceling. He used it, and like the second the ice block came out, he tapped the quick equip button, which canceled the animation.
And now he's out of bounds.
Yeah, small tornado rod lift.
Hey, I got
nice,
the clip.
you got the clip, yeah.
Yeah, that clip is not too important, but if it requires a specific angle. And I used another Armos boost to get out of bounds and skip the mini-boss fight.
A $50 donation from Afro Destiny fan. First time watcher, you guys are doing great. This is a mighty fun to watch. Also $50 from Momo143. Finally, it is that time of year when you can watch players play games for a great cause. Here's to a great SGDQ.
Yeah, he summons a bunch of soldiers for you that you're supposed to kill.
And you can just dash.
Yeah, but why would you do
Peace
that?
out.
Pacifist mode.
Yeah, there isn't too much interesting for the next few floors. You're just pretty much just continuously climbing up until you reach Yuga. And then we're going to have the second fight with him, which is kind of similar to the first fight. He has a few extra attacks.
And it's more luck heavy.
Yeah, he can summon soldiers. And I'm going to try to do a strat where I actually basically ignore the RNG that he can create. But with the first summon, I can't do anything about it. Also, he can kind of just go in a circle, and that's also something I can't take over. But it looks pretty funny.
We have a $10 donation from Allegro because every dollar is important.
Indeed.
True.
I just realized in the song the choir's singing Yuga.
He's a narcissist.
It's his theme song.
That was a good fight.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was.
And the way you actually realize which one is the real Yuga is that his staff is glowing and the other ones aren't. So if you just use process of elimination really quickly, you can figure out which one is the real one.
You can generally follow his portrait on the wall pretty easily. The exception is if he intersects with another fake portrait, then he can be on either side, and you can't know until after he spawns out of the wall.
Psychedelic transition.
So now we're entering Lorule, which is kind of the dark version of Hyrule, and we have a cutscene with Hilda, who is the princess of Lorule, and she says Lorule's in danger. It's pretty much completely torn up. We need your help. Save the 7 sages.
Which is remarkably different from A Link to the Past, which it was just a wasteland. Like, it was always a wasteland.
So in Lorule, there's a lot of routes that you can use. You can pretty much do any dungeon in any order, but because there's a specific skip that I want to do. We're actually not going to do Thieves first.
Yeah, casually speaking, the only exception to being able to do any dungeon in any order is the Desert Palace. You're supposed to have the Sand Rod for that, meaning you have to beat Thieves Hideout first to save the sage who has the Sand Rod. But we don't really care too much about that. You'll see.
Yeah, because of Ravio's shop, you can do the dungeons in pretty much any order, unlike A Link to the Past casually.
Unlike every other Zelda.
True.
Why not take a break? I mean, you've been playing for like 30 minutes now, right? It's been a while.
Yeah, it's too much, man.
We have a $250 donation from Developer Digital. Best of luck to all the speedrunners. The Developer Digital team watches nearly every minute of Magic. Thanks to you all for making this happen.
So first dungeon we're going to is Dark.
Yeah, we're going to Dark Palace first. And if you play this game casually, you know that there's a really annoying maze that you have to go through. But we're going to skip that.
Yeah, it's the Metal Gear Zelda section of this game.
I don't think we can really cue the alert because we're not going to get detected.
And the way we're going to skip it is by using a Snapdragon to go into a certain position, and then hitting them once, and then hook-shotting them into the corner. And then just simply Pegasus booting, or is that even a word?
Bonking a tree, right?
Yeah, bonking.
Using the Pegasus boots.
I think these guys do like 4 hearts of damage in
Yeah.
Into the Past. I'm not sure how much you do
Yeah,
here.
they do a lot.
Like 2, I think?
Yeah, I think that's it.
Yes, 2. And peace out.
Yeah, there we go. We just skipped the entire maze. Unfortunately, I got pretty slow luck, but that's okay. Making the first cycle isn't too big of a deal.
And this is the game's way of telling you, you should enter this dungeon with bombs. It's a good idea. Well, can you destroy it with the hammer? I'm not sure.
I don't think so.
No?
No, you can't.
Okay.
So yeah, Dark Palace is really dark, so
Yeah,
Wonder
it's kind
why.
kind of hard to watch.
But there's a lot of switches that are high up where the game intends for you to use bombs to toss up to them.
and the enemy in this room just fell off by himself.
I think there's like a rat in this room, right? Isn't there?
No, it's a little helm sore.
Oh, those. Okay.
He generally is in the middle of the room, but if you get good luck, he just kind of falls by himself.
It might be helpful to look at the map because it's pretty hard to tell what's going on if you look at the upper screen.
We have a $50 donation from Lord Byron II. Thanks for an awesome Zelda run.
So right now what I'm doing is I'm trying to get to all these switches that have eyes on them, because these actually open the gates to the boss door. And there's only one glitch in this dungeon, but it's pretty precise, and I'm pretty sure it's frame perfect, as far as I know. Oh, that's not gonna work. Yeah.
Yeah, I believe you can skip that cutscene if you enter the door above at the perfect frame.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's the one I'm talking about.
Okay.
So now that we have all of them except for one, we're just gonna make our way all the way down to B1, or the basement one.
See, it's pretty interesting to see a huge variety of items used because you don't need the hook shot, you don't need the ice or fire rod to beat this dungeon. You only need the bombs to beat them, but by having access to other rental items, you can take a lot of interesting shortcuts that may or may not have been intended.
Oh, wow. I went too fast there. That's why the animation canceled itself. It's pretty rare, but it happens sometimes. And for this room, I just have to bomb these switches. All three of them.
This room basically has 3 conveyor belts to the left, which is kind of hard to tell, but you want to toss bombs on all 3 of them and so that they reach the switch on the far left side of the room.
Yeah, sometimes the third bomb despawns.
Yeah.
Unfortunately.
Because this is a good game.
Yeah, it's a quality video game.
Wait, you're
Yeah.
pulling out the lamp now of all times, not to start a dungeon?
Yeah, now we need the lamp. So this is the boss of the dungeon, which is Gemsor, and he has a lot of money.
He should donate to Doctors Without Borders.
$50 donation from Gemasaur.
So he's just gonna roar and turn out all the lights, and once we light them back all up, depending on his position, I can make sure that he doesn't roar again. And oh, okay.
Oh. But you can't damage him during in this mode, so you have to light up all the lamps, torches. So yeah.
1 hit away from, but whatever, it's fine.
So that is the first of the 7 Lorule dungeons.
And now we are entering the gauntlet.
Yeah, I call this segment the gauntlet because there's a lot of really difficult moments, but they're still fun.
So we have a $2,000 donation from B. Diddy. Thank you. Thank you for playing these great games. Thank you for working with such a great charity. And finally, thanks for taking time out of your lives once again to get together for one of the greatest gaming moments of the year, SGDQ. Here is my contribution to the cause, and many thanks for everything that you do during one of my favorite games to date. Much love to SGDQ. Much love.
Woo!
Dem love.
You know what would have been nice? If Gully gave you his pouch.
Yeah, I would have.
That would have been pretty nice, right?
Yeah.
Oh, hey, you're on the ledge. Cool.
So typically you're supposed to go back to the weather vane at the vacant house, but using a fire rod boost, you can actually just go out of bounds and skip that.
Shouts to Giga DB.
Yeah.
So in this area, you're supposed to do this little side quest where you rescue a mama's baby turtles, and then she gives you a ride to the next dungeon, which is Turtle Rock. But we like killing animals, so we're not going to save the turtles.
I'm not gonna risk it.
So this is a glitch called animation storage. If you go up to a ledge but don't get on, it stores the animation of hopping up. So he was able to hop up to Turtle Rock without saving the turtles.
All right, so you're supposed to have the ice rod for this dungeon, and the gimmick of this dungeon is the ability to freeze stuff. So these things seesaw back and forth unless they're frozen.
So after the mini boss is arguably the hardest trick in the game. Second hardest, maybe.
It's frame perfect.
Yeah. It's Turtle Rock BK skip. It's similar to the trick in Tower of Hera, the bomb rod, except that was 2. Nice. I didn't know you could do that. That was 2 frames, and this is a 1-frame trick. So again, Ham's probably gonna need quiet while he does this.
Yeah, and it's.
You got this, Ham.
And you also consistently take damage while you're doing it.
Yeah. You
Fall
take
in the
at
water.
least at least a heart of damage each attempt.
Water and lava.
Oh! That was 1 frame off.
Yeah.
There we go.
Nice.
Nice.
Third try.
That is really
Not
good.
bad.
This can take like over 10 tries.
I actually thought I got it the first try, and
That would have been.
That would have been awesome. Yeah.
So that's one of the harder tricks in the game. It is the second hardest. There's a harder trick coming up, and it's only harder because you don't do a button press. You actually do a control input. And the control pad isn't too responsive on a 3DS, so
So he's manipulating the boss into destructive position so he can land 2 Ice Rod hits per cycle. And he has to pretty much freeze the fire pillar in order to make the boss vulnerable. So that's the first round of the boss. The second round's pretty straightforward. You just have to attack his face whenever you can.
Yeah. He can explode, which wastes time. Hopefully it doesn't happen too much.
And yeah, 1 explosion is pretty typical.
Yeah. 0 explosions is very rare.
That was
Amazing.
really
Nice.
Amazing turtle rock.
Yeah, that was really good.
Good segment overall.
So now we're going to my favorite section, which is the swamp. Shoutouts to FSA for that.
So you're supposed to do another side quest before the swamp. The swamp palace is blocked by a giant cracked rock, which you cannot blow up with normal bombs. So you have to have a super bomb. Well, not the Ravio super bomb, but like a giant bomb that you drag around. And you buy access to that through this guy by paying him 200 rubies, I think.
Yeah.
So we only have 74, so we don't really like buying stuff, so we're gonna be a thief and steal it.
We have a $50 donation from Eric Y. This is my 3rd time watching GDQ and I love this event. I might as well donate as this is my first time donating to GDQ. Good luck to all the runners out there.
So we're gonna see the hookshot getting quite a bit of use, not only because it's required for the Swamp Palace, but it's also gonna be used for this clip coming up here.
And this man, Kirby Master, found some of these cool hookshot strats.
So I want them around generally these patches of bushes. This would work, but I just want to be safe.
He's using throwed beams to push him because if he just slashes, he'll die. The enemy will die.
I think the sword beam does a 0.5 damage or 1 damage?
No, it does 1 damage.
1 damage, okay. Alright, there you go. We're just gonna be a thief, like in Link's Awakening.
Except there's no repercussions for this.
Yeah, you don't die. So yeah, the hookshot's gonna be really useful with dragging the bomb around, because if you start dashing... Actually, yeah, do you drop the bomb when you start dashing? I don't remember.
No, you don't.
don't.
You don't dash.
So yeah, if anything hits the bomb, it explodes and we have to go back, so...
That always scares me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Ham's got the strats, though. We get.
You can tell he's done this countless times.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's played this game once or twice.
This next room sometimes can be really off. It can sometimes explode the bomb.
Yeah, I'm gonna kill this crab because he's gonna blow up my bomb. I always check for that crab just in case because he can just be a jerk.
Yeah.
So that escort went pretty well. And that big bomb blew up the rock and drained all of Swamp Palace.
Swamp Palace, the gimmick for this dungeon is water levels. There's a lot of Zelda games where one of the gimmicks is pretty much changing the water level, and this is no exception.
Early boss key by doing
Yeah.
a dash slide.
Okay, that was risky.
Hey, we just got the boss key, cool.
Pretty nice that they put in the first round.
Yeah, very nice of Grezzo.
I believe the intended way to do that is to raise the water level high enough to douse the fire and then
Yeah, it's
swim
supposed
there.
to be on the 2nd level. So I'm gonna do a trick which skips a majority of the swamp. And it's just a small dash slide across this.
Is it pixel perfect or 2 pixels?
No, it has 2 pixels.
Nice.
And that basically skipped the entire swamp segment.
Yeah, that trick is definitely harder than it looks.
Hey, you do actually get a treasure in this dungeon which is a tunic upgrade, which decreases the damage you take. So are you gonna get that?
Nope.
Blue Link looks so nice.
Take that back.
Shout out to a Pasher.
Whoa.
Oh, peace out.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
another example of a dash slide to skip that boss.
And there's an alternate to that where you can dash downwards, but you can just do a dash slide and it saves a little bit more time. So normally in a glitchless / casual playthrough, you're actually supposed to have this on the 3rd level, but since you only have it on the 1st level, you can just kind of go all the way to the top.
We have a $20 donation from LaserDog Rob. Thanks so much for the awesome run so far. Such a great game to win. Keep up the good work. We also have a $300 donation from Blake. Happy to see a speedrun of my favorite 3DS game. Here's to providing a link between doctors.
All right. So this boss, he's gonna be using the hook shot at the start because you need, similarly to one version of this boss in Link to the Past, we need to drag away a lot of the eyeballs and clear them out. After this phase, he's gonna equip the Ice Rod because the Ice Rod allows you to attack above you immediately, and it cancels a lot of attacks from this boss.
And at this point, I have to use the Ice Rod very, very fast.
Yeah, this is where quick equip canceling comes in handy the most.
He has to hit the boss just before he reaches the peak to keep him kind of locked.
Oh, I
Good
killed him
nice.
in the midair.
But that was some pretty good improv.
All right, so next is my favorite trick.
Oh boy.
Oh man.
You got this.
Desert Skip is pretty rough. It's another frame perfect trick, like I said, and the one control input is pretty rough. But after that, it's not too bad.
If you've seen old runs of this, you've seen the portal clip method. We have to go into the desert and drag the guy over to the portal. What Ham's doing is a faster method called Desertless Desert Palace Skip.
Oh,
But it's much more difficult than the portal clip method.
Just more and more desert seems to be getting more deserted.
and to get out of bounds, we're just gonna do another fire rod boost onto the platform that I actually need to go onto.
We have a $15 donation from Fire Solstice. First time watching the event live and first time donating. What better time than to donate during one of my favorite games in the series? Thanks for the run.
All right, good luck on this trick.
All right.
Yeah, this is another trick that Ham's gonna need quiet for because it's insanely difficult. But he's got it, so it's
Yeah,
all
Ham's
good.
gonna get this.
It's part 1.
Dang.
Nice.
Not completely over yet.
Yeah, there's one more part to this.
Yeah, this screwing this up.
Take your time, Ham.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Line it up. Nice.
Good.
Okay.
There we go.
So that's
Nice
good.
job.
Yeah. So that was 5th try?
Yeah, that's actually pretty
Yeah,
good.
that's definitely above average, I'd say.
Yeah, the average for me is kind of just resetting.
So we bypassed eating the sand rod because we never even entered the dungeon.
Is a dungeon here?
Oh yeah.
I didn't know that.
It's good in this category called all dungeons no out of bounds, or ADNU for short.
ADNU. Shout outs to ADNU.
Yes.
What a great category.
Best category.
Bosses, dungeons.
For those not
bosses, doors,
familiar,
and trials.
the sand rod is kind of similar to the one in Spirit Tracks where you kind of line it up, and then you raise a bunch of pillars of sand that you can walk across, or even merge with.
I needed that vein so I can come back after I finish the next dungeon. And I only need it for one time, so... So now I'm going to Death Mountain because I'm going to Lorule to go to Ice Mountain. And we're actually not going to go to Roso's Ore Mine, which is the normal way to go to Ice Mountain. And simply, we're just going to use a Fire Rod boost. And we used to use a Skull as well as the Tornado Rod, but that's really old.
Oh man, that is old.
Oh,
Where do you respawn? Oh.
that's okay. There. I'll take my time with that time.
Peace out.
And we skipped the Hell Detect skip here too, just by walking along the edge.
So this is my favorite skip in the game. Or not, sorry. It's when we actually get into the dungeon.
Not there yet.
If you had the boomerang, you might have been able to get that heart.
Oh man, dropping pins. Don't forget where to go.
Oops. So yeah, there's not really much besides just climbing and making sure I don't get hit here. Because that thing can hit you and you have to fall all the way back down.
Yeah, watching this is making me crave some lollipops.
And I do not want to pick this thing up.
No, you do. That's what the boomerang's for.
Reminder that Ham has fallen here on world record pace.
I'm kind of curious, what destroys those pots?
The bats.
What?
Yeah, I don't know how they can destroy skulls, but I guess they just hit them.
Nice game design.
Alright, so Ice Ruins is kind of a long dungeon.
Casually.
Casually, yeah.
It has my personal favorite skip in the game.
The skip's pretty cool.
It looks pretty great.
Yeah, hopefully I can get it pretty fast.
It's not too bad relative to the other stuff, but it's still pretty tricky.
Yeah, it can kind of be annoying.
So it abuses these platforms coming together, or use the platforms to get out of
And
bounds.
Second try.
Nice.
And you just fall to the boss.
Yeah. Wow. Link really hates that little gap in the middle.
And for some reason, the boss is partially loaded, so if you just throw some fire rods into that hole, he dies.
Yeah, and if I was to actually go back and fight the boss, he would actually still spawn.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah. The way it works is if you go on the bottom half, he spawns like the cutscene starts. But if you just stay on the top half, he never loads fully.
We have a $50 donation from Joshua. Good luck to all the runners this year. Really enjoying seeing my favorite Zelda game get wrecked. Money goes to killing the animals because frames are people too.
Wait, what's left?
Thieves Hideout and Skullwoods.
Skullwoods, that was the other one.
Skullwoods is next.
Yeah, so the only reason why you can't skip Skullwoods is pretty much there's so many invisible walls in that area. For some reason, I guess Grezzo actually had some foresight for once.
Yeah.
Otherwise, you pretty much would be able to.
Yeah,
We've tried.
Yeah, there's invisible barriers around the painting, and it's literally just right there.
So close, but so far.
Skullwoods is kind of similar to the one in Link to the Past, where there's several entrances that you just kind of drop in on. So it's kind of split into parts. I don't think you actually need any items for this dungeon, do you? There's no requirement for entering.
No, I think you need the hammer or bombs.
Yeah, you definitely do.
So Skullwoods is mostly RNG. Whether I get a good dungeon or not is not really in my control. But I can definitely do my best, especially later on. Oh wait, I could have made that.
The lamp's kind of nice here because you can burn Gyptos and those jellyfish.
Yeah.
And when you burn a Gypto and while it's on fire, its hitbox isn't there, so you can just walk through it. While it's on fire.
Yeah, this dungeon's definitely longer than its Link to the Past twin.
I got a $5 donation from Mind Wizard. Wanted to donate since this is the first live GDQ since I found out about you guys. Wish I could donate more, but still, I know that every little bit counts.
Most of this dungeon is just glitchless execution. There's one trick. Just one? Is it just the eyeball dupe? Or is there something else I'm forgetting?
There's one trick coming up. It's not really a glitch.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that's a small, easy thing.
So right there, he canceled a... Whenever you use the hammer, normally you can't really move for about a second, but he used the quick select to cancel that animation. So you can start moving immediately after destroying those cracks.
So this next room is the party room, is what I like to call it. Because
name.
most of the enemies are just kind of randomly everywhere.
They're having a party.
Yeah. And I hope I don't get hit more than twice, otherwise I'll just wait for the...
Dude.
Dude.
Nice
Nice.
party room.
Alright.
Yeah, nice.
Wow, way to ruin a party.
Yeah. They were
Yeah.
just having fun. You came in and ruined it.
So the intended way to solve that puzzle is that two of those switches extend some walls to create like a full wall that extends between the left and the right side of the room. And then you're supposed to merge across it, but by timing the wind rod appropriately, you can just land on top of one of the extended walls and skip it. Here's one of those rooms where you have to kill every enemy to get through. The floor master here is going to be kind of helpful. It's going to kill Stoffel a Gypto for us. Thanks.
Oh, okay. I missed that really good though.
And Ham also merged with the wall there, because when you merge with the wall while Gypto's chasing you, it immediately drops down. Here's another minor skip. Nice.
Okay.
Nice.
I don't know if this will work. I don't think I'm just gonna risk it. Yeah. That was a little risky. You can make that cycle before the wall master grabs you, but if you mess up, it costs a lot of time, so I just didn't go for it.
You're over a minute. It's
Better safe than sorry.
For those not familiar with Zelda enemy terms, the wall master is those hands that kind of drop down on you, and in classic most Zelda games, what they do is they don't actually hurt you directly, but when they grab you, they take you back to the start of the dungeon, which is worse than taking damage in our case.
So because Grezzo are good devs, after you throw the eyeball into the slot, there's a small small window where you can grab it again, and that skips a whole little room where you have to go get another eyeball.
thanks, Grizzo.
Yeah, and if you throw the eyeball again, you actually can't pick it back up, and the only thing you can do is throw it in a pit or hook shot it.
There's actually a master ore in that room, which are used to make your sword stronger, but we're not going to get any of them because it's not worth it.
All right, I need some focus time for this next boss.
Oh, this boss is really difficult.
Yeah, this boss is pretty hard.
Like, it's really easy to die on it if you're not careful.
It's a power glove.
Bye.
Good boss.
See ya.
All right.
So this trick was found the day this game was released. Literally.
Yeah. Like, that's just absolutely amazing.
Yeah. The day that trick was found, I knew this would gonna be a really good speed game.
We have a $63 donation from a link from this world. I hope I counted right. Here are the rupees from James Sorkin. Goes to Runner's Choice.
That boy for definitely. What's it called?
Aria of Sorrow.
Aria Sorrow. Yeah.
Something I never noticed until like a year after I played this game. Hyrule and Lorule are after high and low, and I never noticed that for so long.
Yeah, that's it just
It blew my mind when I realized it.
all the tracks in Sonic are start with R. It's just one of those things. I don't know.
23 is number 1.
So
Yeah.
The password here is always
Yeah.
the same. You're supposed to learn this password from like a pub or something, and memorize it. But it's always going to be the same, so you can just use your memory.
Yeah. 23 is number 1. All right, so this Thieves Hideout is a pretty interesting dungeon because you have to rescue Thief Girl. And if Thief Girl wasn't actually a thing in this dungeon, we can actually go straight to the boss. But we need to rescue her because for some reason, she's a trigger for the boss. And she loads basically every single cutscene in this dungeon.
Yeah, and you can't get the painting without her either.
Yeah, a lot of people are like, well, can't you just clip into the house that has the painting in it? Because you actually get the painting after the dungeon here. The cutscene itself is what spawns the painting, so unfortunately we can't just go into the house. I believe you actually can get into the house, but the painting isn't there.
There's no loading zone in the house, unlike any other house. It's a cutscene only trigger. So right now I'm just pushing all these statues into, what are they called? Buttons? Or switches to open this door. And now I'm going to take them all back, and I'm going to push them into a certain position. And hope this works.
The setup for this takes so long.
Yeah.
It's worth it.
Yeah, it does save a significant amount of time.
I mean, there's another setup I can do, but it doesn't look as cool.
It's a marathon. Why would you go for fast? Go for cool.
Speaking of cool, I'm about to use the ice rod. Oh, whoops. I deserve that, I guess.
So, in like a lot of 3D Zelda games, Link doesn't like being squished, but he's okay with it here.
So the game's constantly switching between B1 and B2 here because it's confused.
Yeah, and you have to constantly hold up. Otherwise, you kind of mess up the cycles, and you either fall out of bounds or you don't get into this floor.
Man, that chest.
So, and after that, you just dash and you get straight to the mini boss room. Oh, nice.
Oh, nice.
Nice, 2 cycles.
Nice, right.
Yeah, 2 cycles kind of hard because it's just RNG.
It's the optimal.
Can you bomb rod up to that chest?
No.
Okay. In theory, of course.
Alright, so we got his key, and now we can rescue Thief Girl. And now
Yeah.
we have to escort her back to the top.
We have a $10 donation from Lego Maple. This is the second GDQ I am watching, and I feel like I should donate this time, especially when one of my favorite Zelda games is one of the first games to be played. Here is $10 to kill the animals.
So you can talk to Thief Girl to make her stop or start following you, but there's a faster way to make her stop and stay in place, which is to start dashing. Because you always leave her behind. That was not risky at all.
All right, so let's see if Ham gets the Ben Stevens on this run.
Oh yeah. There's a little trick in this game that I like to call the Ben Stevens special. It's a frame perfect trick, and it doesn't save any time, but it looks cool.
Does it save like half a second?
Yeah, it saves like 0.3.
It matters. Just like every little donation.
Ben Stevens is a really good Ocarina. He's the best Ocarina of Time 3D runner, by the way. That's who he is.
He runs a lot of handheld Zeldas as well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He used to have the MM3D 100% record.
He doesn't have it anymore?
I thought Iwabi took it.
I don't know.
Whatever.
Yeah, and I guess it's a good time to give a shout out to my Nintendo GameCube pals back watching at home, I suppose.
Like Aaron Toad 99.
Yeah. All right, let's see if I can get the trick here. Oh,
that was so close.
It's like a pixel off.
Dang.
It's okay.
Ben forgives you.
Yeah, and if Thief Girl gets hit by an enemy, she just stops and acts scared.
Yeah, and loses a lot of time.
And these guys are the guys that can capture her and throw her back. Okay. I just wanted to make sure that I can hear that sound.
This is kind of a cute little maze room where you have to manipulate the fans to blow Thief Girl across.
Oh, wow.
At least Rat
Dude,
did.
that tail. Monster tail.
So we need to put the switches down earlier because we wouldn't have been able to enter this room from the top.
Yeah, Thief Girl would just get stuck in the beginning.
So here you're supposed to step on 2 switches at the same time and then merge with this moving wall. But climbing up the stairs in order to merge with it takes too long and you have to wait an extra cycle. So best just to land on top of it with the wind rod.
Interesting that that is collision.
Yeah, it is.
And technically, the developers wanted this to be the first dungeon. So that's why the sand rod is kind of required in the Desert Palace. They wanted you to at least finish this first.
Yeah, finishing this makes it so that Ravio has the sand rod.
Because the sage that you rescue from this dungeon has a sand rod. And he, for some reason, thinks he can beat Yuga with the sand rod, which does no damage to
Yeah,
anything.
and then, he gets trapped and rip.
Shout out to bosses who are smart enough to actually toss away their weakness. So the hammer is really useful because if you pay close attention, it hits twice per hit sometimes, which does a lot of damage.
So we mentioned earlier that Thieves was intended to be the first or one of the first dungeons you do. Because they never intended you to do it last, there is an interesting side effect of that, which you'll see in a minute or two.
So this is the cutscene that I was talking about that you need in order to enter this house and have the loading zone trigger.
Well, at least they did something right.
Yeah.
Unfortunately.
All right, so after you get all the sages, normally you're supposed to get the Triforce. However, we're going to get the sand rod instead.
Good trade-off.
At least Sand Rod's better than the boomerang.
I mean, Oswaldo thought he could beat Yuga with sand rods, and we
And-
saw how that turned out.
And right here, the reason there's actually a waterfall and like an invisible barrier is because the two cutscenes are still overlapping. And you can actually climb all the way to the top where the Triforce is, but you just get stuck there.
The Triforce is also not in the inventory, so for some reason.
And the Triforce cutscene takes like a minute, so doing it bypassing it by doing Thieves Last is good.
All right, so this is the last dungeon in the game.
Save.
We've saved all 7 sages.
Are you gonna save?
No.
No?
No. Okay.
Ham doesn't need to save.
You sure?
Ham's got this.
You sure? You sure?
He's got a plan.
Okay, I'll save.
Good man.
I mean, it's better just to be safe than sorry, especially at this late in the game. And there's still a lot of hard things to do.
You have 214 rubies. I think you're good.
I should take another
Why not
break.
take a break?
All right, marathon over. Let's take a break.
Need to take a breather before you do the final dungeon. Get some water.
Yeah, for this trick, I think you
Yeah,
you
yeah.
need-
Yeah. On a serious note, he will want some quiet for this trick coming
Yeah,
up.
the final trick is one of the
Yeah.
hardest.
I've seen many runs die to this. It is sad.
It's also
Oh.
Oh, hey, that's Monster
nice
Tail.
monster kill. It's also another really cool trick. It uses something called a recoil jump. So when you do a spin attack on one of the big rocks, for some reason, if you're standing in a specific spot, Link does this jump in the air. I don't actually understand why. Do you know?
Basically, you get hit, or Link hits the rock, and you're supposed to be flying back. But since you're on the edge, you just kind of do a little jump
Okay.
and stay in place.
So he's going to use, when he's in the air, he's going to have a bomb hit him while he's in the middle of the jump, and he's going to use that to get out of bounds.
Oh,
But just like the other tricks, it is frame perfect, so
Yeah. Also, this music's really good.
for sure. So yeah, I'm going to need quiet for this one.
okay, I didn't blow up the rock. Yay.
Yeah.
Nice. Third try is really good.
Yeah,
Holy
nice.
crap. That is really good. You've been doing really well on all these bomb boosts. It's pretty ridiculous.
So let's lift just the final boss.
But you left behind an armor upgrade.
Yeah.
Yeah. Maybe I should go back for it.
I mean, you only have 11 hearts.
So this is the final boss, and he's pretty difficult because he does a lot of damage. He does anywhere from 3 to 5 hearts.
Yeah, this
And how do you pronounce his name?
Buchanan?
It's pronounced Yuganon.
No.
you can. Also, this boss is also luck based. He can give you this orb attack, which wastes time. Optimally, you would get 0 orb, but that's pretty rare. There it
Okay.
is.
Sometimes on rare occasions you can actually get 0 lasers from
That
this.
laser. Yeah.
But typically you get 1 at least.
For the people doing time is not when this boss dies, so don't stop it. Okay? There's a cutscene afterwards.
All right, nice.
Nice.
That
only
was
one
very
laser.
solid.
Good.
So now there's only 1 phase left, and that's him with all the Triforce pieces.
We're going to play tennis as per Zelda tradition.
Yeah, there's only one little trick left, and it's at the end of this fight.
Good rally.
Yeah. Like Diamond said earlier, he can sometimes give me a slow hit, and that really just messes me up sometimes. And we're gonna get the last item, which is the light arrow. And this item actually doesn't stay with you once you beat the game, or if you die.
And it's its own item, too. It's not just an addition to the bow.
Yeah, it's its own separate item. And the reason I merge here is so at the end, I can have a specific angle so I can get a quick kill at the end. Alright, good.
So you cannot mash these first 2 rallies, otherwise the orb will go through your sword and hit you. But the last rally you do want to mash for.
All right, so that was the final hit on you, Ganon. Well, sort
Not
of.
time yet.
Yeah, the time stops when I hit A on the Triforce.
True lamb.
You did it.
Finish him with the lamb.
So that's why you take the lamp.
Yep. More useful than the boomerang. And the sand rod.
At least you can use the sand rod and add noob.
That was a really great run.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was actually really good. Maybe a 127, 126.
Oh, please don't be a 127. We made a deal that if Ham gets sub 128, I have to watch an anime with him. I really don't want to do that.
Come on.
So you still control Link here, so
Yeah,
that's why we don't have time yet until...
All right, time is coming up. All right, time.
126.
126. Wow! Damn. Dang. That's awesome, dude.
That is
a sick
incredible.
126 is really good.
That is
in a
amazing.
marathon. That's great.
Wasn't your goal time like a 128 or lower?
Yeah.
Well, I
That's
guess I'm
fantastic.
watching Love Live.
So VB owes you 2 animes then, because he cut another minute, right?
No. Oh. That was fantastic.
That was a really good
Yeah,
run.
that was pretty
All right.
great.
Like, pretty much all the boosts you saw him do were a lot harder than they look, and
Yeah.
This
Yeah.
this run is so volatile to do in a marathon. The
Yeah,
fact
it's
they did
really
as good
hard.
as he did is amazing.
Yeah, thank you for having me here. And that was a good run too.
oh wait, there's a second Link.
Albo Redemption.
Thank you, Ahamplan, for your run of Link Between Worlds. Let's give him a hand, guys.
Give him a ham.
Was that planned?
Or give him a ham. Or
Shout
a
out
plan.
to Jeff. Should do all hint ghosts.
Oh, hint gun.
Once again, this is Summer Games Done Quick 2016, sponsored by Twitch.